Idaho enjoys the highest level of homeschool freedom in the nation, but this wasn't always the case. In fact, in 1984, 6 Idaho parents were jailed simply for teaching their children at home. In 1990, 4 homeschooled students were charged with habitual truancy. They were defended in court by a founding board member of the Idaho Coalition of Home Educators and successfully won a legal victory that established the right of Idaho parents to decline to answer questions from public school investigators. 2 years later, the Idaho Coalition of Home Educators was formed to organize grassroots lobbying for homeschool freedoms. ICHE's mission was simple: to secure and protect the right of parents to teach their children at home without interference from the government. That same year, ICHE teamed up with an Idaho representative to pass a bill that eliminated local school district control of home education. Since 1993, ICHE's annual Legislative Pi Day at the Capitol has introduced Idaho's legislators to homeschoolers and homeschool success. ICHE also began offering homeschooled students voluntary standardized testing services. Over the last 2 decades, these test results have documented the exceptional academic achievement of Idaho's homeschoolers. In 1994, ICHE joined a nationwide campaign to successfully defeat H.R. 6 in the U.S. Congress, a bill that would have forced parents to possess teacher certification to homeschool their children. A new organization, Christian Homeschoolers of Idaho State, was formed in 1998 to promote private home education by encouraging and equipping parents through an annual homeschool convention. In 2000, the Idaho Department of Education claimed it received 100 homeschool educational neglect reports each year. In cooperation with the Department of Education, ICHE and Choice began investigating every complaint received by any state agency. After 6 years, not a single legitimate case of homeschool educational neglect was found. In 2003, Choice began publishing The Choice Connection, a quarterly magazine written by Idaho homeschooling parents. In 2015, they preserved the tradition begun in 1980 of hosting a high school graduation ceremony for homeschooled seniors. In 2004, a bill was introduced to the legislature that would have made the parents of any child not being properly educated guilty of a misdemeanor crime punishable by up to 6 months in jail, regardless of how minor the shortcoming. ICHE successfully led a grassroots response that caused the sponsor to withdraw the bill. In 2006, in an attempt to impose registration and testing on homeschooled students, the Governor's Task Force on Children at Risk delivered a report to the legislature which categorized all homeschooled students as missing. Choice and ICHE worked to expose the report's many flaws, successfully stopping any dangerous legislative changes. The Governor's Task Force on Children at Risk joined with ICHE and Choice in 2009 to co-sponsor a major revision of Idaho's compulsory education statute. Idaho's Senate and House approved the bill unanimously. Homeschooling parents finally gained the freedom to teach their children without direct government oversight. In 2010, ICHE and Choice negotiated with Idaho's Department of Health and Welfare to establish fair guidelines for the state's investigation of complaints against homeschoolers. In 2015, the president of ICHE helped rewrite legislation to strengthen parents' rights to direct the upbringing and education of their children. The coordinated effort of ICHE, Choice, and HSLDA produced one of the strongest parental rights statutes in the country. The journey from bondage to freedom for Idaho homeschoolers has been 3 decades long. The freedoms obtained under divine providence and the faithful leadership of ICHE and Choice are precious. It has been an honor to stand with Idaho homeschooling families. Our efforts have been fueled by the financial gifts, volunteer service, and faithful prayer support of Idaho homeschoolers. Will you stand with us as we diligently guard those precious liberties for the generations to come?